You know, a bit of a buzzword around these parts, but it definitely stands and holds water, pardon the pun, with Liquid.
Yeah, sure, they're going to come into this one here, at least riding that high, but both teams should have the ability to reset in a moment like this. Opponents that have faced each other in recent history, ready to lock horns into the third. An overpass pistol round with Heroic starting on the CT side. Liquid on the attack, kicking off now. And well, nothing crazy in the util sets here. No Julies, just a kit for stavn with a smoke. A four-man B start is very standard as cadiaN searches forward for some info. He's actually playing for sound cues above connector early, and then he'll peter back if he feels the fight coming. And the fight is coming in the direction of EliGE.
Man and his pistol. There is potential for support, but will they open the door? Are they happy just to slink up?
Shush has been noisy here, so heard him drop back. And they will start to crawl up connector. cadiaN has been joined on A by stavn now, so they've warded off the fact that it's not a B rush. Now you can play a bit more of a standard defense. cadiaN will be calling long somewhat clear, but YEKINDAR might want to change that dialogue as EliGE, well, whether on board into the boost, and what a shot from EliGE!
That is gorgeous. Any more of those where that came from? Not quite going to hit the mark on the second, but stunning on the first. And Liquid actually, yeah, viable for a rotation. They're heading straight on up Banana, and stavn might want to drop his divider smoke now if he wants a chance to use it. Of course, smoke in the kit would be nice, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Inspired by Cloud9. Forces them, channels them into a bit of an even duel. That's two back from Heroic. Oh, and another flattened. TeSeS with a nice click, long-range Glock getting you nowhere. Heroic revive the hopes of the Danes. Convincing pistol at the end of things. Certainly not at the start.
Well, with how that kicked off, YEKINDAR took down cadiaN, who's on the info play towards long as well. So this shot here from EliGE, got to watch this one again. Splat, Shush's blood paints the back wall. YEKINDAR takes him down, but then TeSeS, jabbi, and, well, the two of them, they close it out. They just absolutely shut Liquid's chances of that pistol. And actually, it won't be the force buy. So we have been seeing traditionally these second-round purchases coming through from both of these teams in the series thus far. Without that bomb going down, they're going to keep things pretty conservative. YEKINDAR with the deagle, the headhunter himself. Want to let him off, well, I guess he can let himself off the leash. It feels like this is the dog that carries that in his mouth. The owner's the one who follows. We've seen remarkable things out of this kid, even though he's only, I think, at his third major. Yeah, that confirmed. YEKINDAR's only third major. It feels like he's been a mainstay.
Okay, cadiaN. Only the one before I think he probably thinks better of staying. He might want to call for TeSeS, who's dispatched oSee of his life. And that headhunter dig, as we discussed, not quite going to hit the mark.
Well, we were doing a little bit of a history lesson earlier in the day about cadiaN, right? The fact that how long he's been doing this, and that little piece in the break. But you need to talk about the combo of EliGE and Nitro as well. They were major finalists with Team Liquid, right? These are franchise players. Back in 2016 at ESL1 Cologne, up against SK. So where the Brazilians started to make their mark, Liquid were the ones falling by the wayside, and they've been a mainstay of top-tier Counter-Strike. You go back to 2018, 2019, where they were the rivals to Astralis, the absolute best to ever do it. And that was the last time we saw Team Liquid make their way into a top 8 at a major.
2019.
Style out at Berlin.
Good times.
And that's where they got eliminated in the quarterfinals by Astralis. We all wanted to see that as the final send-off for the year. But here we go, the guns are coming out. 4 AK-47s and a Galil walk into round number 3 up against the bonus round of the Danes here. What do they have in store? Again, another four-man B lean. We've already covered why this is an essential little maneuver, and no extinguish immediately. Actually just going to wait things out. You can see Nitro considering it. Does get tickled, but I don't believe that was audible.
On his way. Reactionary utility from Shush. Right on the money. Spray down, swung through, keep cleaning up his TeSeS on the M4. 2 swept under the rug on that spray. Nitro and YEKINDAR, yeah, this one's not going to be easy. Just locking out that monster tunnel commit. And that's a prime example of why you want the multiple bodies, supporting utility, trades. This boost, though, it looks like TeSeS probably could catch wind of it if you've the jump.
Yeah, this is the thing. B defenders have to be very, very aware of all of these type of boosts. There are a lot available here to try and make things awkward, almost across the entire map, as it were. But this is a way to get a kill back. TeSeS is forward now and wants to remove YEKINDAR. He will. Just Nitro, yet to frag. With 40 seconds left, this would be a captain's 1-on-3.
cadiaN will take it.
Yeah, it felt like he was going to get a chance, didn't it? cadiaN will just make sure he doesn't have too much room to move, steps out, and well done. So as a bonus round goes, that's not too bad. The worst weapon they carried through was a FAMAS on stavn. They do get an upgrade for cadiaN into an AK, and it really was all TeSeS then. We've seen some massive spray moments from this individual. The one that sticks out the most is that play on jungle, where he kills them as they're coming out of connector. Going, that is wild. If you haven't seen it, just Google TeSeS, Mirage, spray control, and yeah, you believe what your eyes are showing you.
And believe this, believe you me, Team Liquid do not want to get back into that washing machine. Now, right now, all the stars have aligned. They win their first gun round, they did it with the bonus rifles, they've managed to scavenge some upgrades. Heroic love when the wind is behind them. When it's beneath their wings, they can soar higher than many. So Liquid, this timeout probably works twofold. It may also be talking about our approach, but also just keeping aware that Heroic cannot and should not be allowed to fully run away with this opening.
Yeah, I think to build on that, it's about dragging them into the mud with a lot of these fights. Don't allow it to be too easy, right? Make sure that if they get two, you still get a trade out of this, or you're keeping it somewhat gritty, not only for the finance rationale, but what you're saying. If they start just shutting you out, they're going to find more and more confidence here. So the highlight of this half investment is EliGE's scout. cadiaN forward. TeSeS is back towards Divider, so cadiaN will not be overstepping the mark here. Burrow down into a bit more of a standard defense. It's strange to see cadiaN up against a half investment here on his own. This is, well, not advised, I would say, if you were trying to play Counter-Strike by the book. Well, that type of shot is, but being on your own susceptible to giving over a rifle, definitely not. Now, that was the bomb over towards the playground, and it feels like these fights are going to be quite easy to take. Yeah, another one. And there's no pep in the step for the trade until Naf makes me eat my words. That one's tidy.
Yeah, don't envy Naf's position now, though. Tucked in a corner, locked on both exits. Oh, wow, very quick to react as cadiaN. He's looking a little bit back to his vertigo snappiness.
Yeah,
there.
I think he went and looked in the mirror. I think he went, yeah, this is the player I was. I need to find myself again. But I think that this map, and I know that in terms of the verticality of it and the footsteps, I mean more of the tricky business, the seesawing across the map. I think that once T-side map control is established from Heroic, once they flick over, they can play more funny games that we're traditionally familiar with. And that's something that Liquid are going to have to deal with here. Now, we still have a bunch more rounds before we get there, 11 in total in this first half. So we'll start that conversation a little bit later here. We need to see Liquid find a bit of something. It doesn't have to be an awful lot. As oSee, that's a risk.
Yeah, that's exciting. Very exciting. oSee, early, looking to catch out these B defenders, try and break the setup. There's 4 members of Heroic here, but that is what he was waiting for. The molly forced the fight. He still doesn't get the lethality he hoped for, and he's sticking around. This part I'm not so sure on. They might just sweep through again. This time, jabbi does catch lead. Okay, Liquid, well handled, and oSee, very promising to see him taking matters into his own hands. TeSeS, careful, he's got a lot of utility that would go wasted if he concedes.
I'm curious that they swung on Pillar there, because stavn was actually over towards ABC and could have flashed or smoked off because you didn't push oSee away. And not many AWPers are going to give you that opportunity to get away scot-free, especially in that type of environment. So a great one there from America's Sniper. As they turn their attentions back towards A, cadiaN, stavn, and TeSeS have actually gamble stacked, and well, isn't this very heroic?
Yeah, very much so. EliGE will be working up on long. Naf, that's a dream. He's actually got the frag solo on B. And now they're realizing maybe B sounds better. Do we really need to commit? Yeah, sprinting now. Knives out, and the round should fall into place for Liquid. That's a gift, and that's very modern Counter-Strike. Naf gets the frag, immediately just pull the ripcord, get out, get that bomb down. round one.
Yeah, understanding that in the number advantage, you can send the feelers out and look for the type of passages to get you into an easy plan. But you have to give a lot of credit to oSee here. And in the early stages of that Overpass game, we were quite excited. Of that Vertigo game, quite excited with what oSee was doing on the AK, right? He was finding some kills, getting some good trades here. So now that he's been able to pick up 2 big kills in round number 5 on the AWP, he's activated. Now, I'm sure we'll see cadiaN's AWP out in the next with 8.2k to his name. Shush will need a drop, but stavn has plenty to make that possible. And this is more like it. Liquid able to pick their first up. And on a map like Overpass, you have to take a look and really go, okay, you're not expecting a massive haul. So we'll set the precedent early that if Liquid are able to get anything more than 5 rounds on this T half, they should be considering that a great success. There was the first miss, but you give him a second chance, and oSee, he will deliver. Naf with the self-flash through. And look at that, Shush, no hope, no chance. Nothing whatsoever available there. cadiaN AWP is out, the full buy for Heroic in. And they're starting the AWP over towards B. So I don't think he's going to find oSee over there this time.
Yeah, quick extinguish and pushing. Missed Molly on short. So contact spread. Naf given a lot of responsibility on this side of the map again. He has YEKINDAR watching his monster push. And just residing over short side. Firing off a couple of speculative shots. You can see YEKINDAR caught some flack from the CT rifle.
Curious that they've already hedged a third member over towards A here. They have 2 players in the upper bathroom, stavn and TeSeS. jabbi has joined the pack, so it is the right call. You can see the bomb, YEKINDAR, EliGE, Nitro, they're all starting to make their way in that general direction. And that flash will be telling to the Heroic defenders that something is coming.
Is it smoke and mirrors, though? Still postured to perhaps return to B. Heroic's forward defense of A, though, should work wonders. If EliGE doesn't clear his corners, TeSeS will have him.
Yet to die, TeSeS as well. I know they've only lost 1 round here, but it just shows 9 kills to the name, how much of a force he's been. Now ping-ponging across the map back towards B, the util set starting to fly through the sky.
Okay, that limits cadiaN's options. Perfectly timed flash as they cross through. Shush burning, perfect placement. This is good from Team Liquid, despite the man advantage for their opponent. Considering a plant, YEKINDAR tasked with it. Code in, rotate on, cadiaN, onto Nitro. Still TeSeS, available, finally silenced. It's oSee who's still alive. You've got to watch out for him, and it's all on him now. A good one back from jabbi. Still heaven. No, going for the craziest of flicks, and that's enough, says cadiaN.
Reading the response quite well there, Heroic, right? They get the initial exchange onto EliGE, that first bullet accuracy out of TeSeS. EliGE didn't even have a chance to react, so that was a fantastic little shot, and not necessarily the pre-aim. We catch that here from the over-the-shoulder angle. And you see EliGE, he's worried about an awful lot in that type of a fight, so that setup enabled by the fact there's 2 of them up there. oSee trying as he might, but cadiaN just through the corner of the wall right there. And TeSeS should be fired up about things. He's having a great game. Maybe using the crowd as motivation, knowing it's against them here. Heroic, and we've heard from cadiaN, he likes to build enemies, right? And in terms of using that as motivation for the team, he will build a reason for this squad to want to take you down.
Yeah, you heard that comm video during the map intermission. Easy there, Ryder. cadiaN's gotten away with that. Just an opening gambit towards the party position. Tries to find an opener, but they're through. A 3-man lean from Liquid towards this playground. Underpass smoked by the CTs. That will slow Nitro's crawl.
Now, we haven't touched on the double AWP, though. They might not be expecting this. That's why cadiaN showed face.
Oh, yes, indeed. Fired off the shot, and now, well, he's still not sure. Was that cadiaN? Stavn flashed off of long and bounding back to toilets to establish a crossfire with TeSeS. Then they're at risk of stepping on each other's toes with these 2 AWPs. Both Banana's side. TeSeS, this is his domain. Is he going to get it again? EliGE says no, not this time. A big find for Liquid to get that opener. Now it's about that finish. 50 seconds to piece it together.
cadiaN is going to have to call something a bit crazy here. He might have to have a premonition on where this one's going to end. The double AWPs will not be easy in a retake. So if they can be these barbs into the side of Liquid here towards A. That's one way to make them work, but if it is that B finish, it might just have to be the save.
Can fake it. Naf can commit to it. If he gets a frag, it's really going to sell it. And he's done it. Brilliant from Naf. cadiaN, an opportunity goes awry as YEKINDAR pops off, rounds the corner, and deletes. Shouldn't be anything left for stavn or Beer. Yeah, one through the smoke, some pot shots, some hope. Now fading.
10 seconds, they're going to hang around.
Oh, bad molly. It could have been great if it landed on that bomb with that nading combination. It could have been round defining. Just a bit too deep, bit too flustered.
And as we expected, in comes the save. So Liquid, you have to look at how they handled this round. It was a similar formula to what worked previously, but this time round, EliGE gets this opener. So you see the sidestep out, ready for that, and this is fantastic from YEKINDAR. So having those two be able to open up towards A is great, but Naf is the reason the rotation started to head back towards that B site. So great work from him again to find success through the monster tunnel. Bomb will go off. Liquid keep it to just a 3-round game in the favor of Heroic here by notching up their second, 5-2. And a timeout called, the first for the Danes. Moment to take this all in. Remember, on the line in this final map of play, the champion stage, the playoffs, the arena, where this atmosphere will be amplified. And I don't know by how much. This is uncharted waters, and I think if you've been here in awe as these teams to see exactly the type of celebration Furia gets, you want to experience this for yourself on the stage to, even if you're the enemy, just bask in all these humans here to enjoy the game that you at home love as well.
Yeah, I heard some absurd numbers, Chad, in terms of ticket sales for the
we got the fan zone as well, don't we?
Sunday, yeah. Fan zone, arena sold out.
Sweden versus bloody Brazil as the show match.
Oh yes, that's going to be fun. A stacked show match for sure. Let's see if Liquid can build upon that team round they've just posted. A different look at the strat book. Nitro's made his intentions clear. He wants his boys into B. TeSeS of the forward position, and stavn, you can see he gets a lot of info off that, as well as some nade damage. Very quick out of TeSeS, but they're coming in. We need a defensive frag. jabbi's got no vision, but it doesn't matter. Somehow gets around the pillar and gets 2 away. stavn still holds on as well. The AWP set for success if oSee could have just hit the first, but now the flank is here. oSee on a timer, and from behind, TeSeS strikes, running out of chances. Is Nitro. One back, but he knows there was a flank. The bomb is already lost on B. jabbi, full blind, double kill.
I just can't believe TeSeS. He understands the situation so well. He's come in through Monster, and now he's playing on the jail position on that fence. So there's no way that Nitro can get back into this. He's still worried that somebody's accounting for his position. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see a 50-second save as we get the replay of that. You bang on, jabbi completely blind there. It's a Hail Mary spam. Naf, the nemesis of Shush so far, over towards Monster Shore, but jabbi course corrects for the second, stavn to save the day, and the flank from TeSeS, the cherry on top.
Yeah, and that's the contrast. You know, when we last saw Team Liquid go for that B take, we saw how stavn was so flustered. He had a smoke on the barrels, he had a Molotov on the ramp, he had no options, and the fights were much more segregated, and it was more individual for Heroic to try and handle. That didn't work so well. This did. You throw pace into Heroic, you better be able to play them at their own game. jabbi, despite losing vision, still manages to pull off a nice defensive frag. 11 for TeSeS. jabbi and cadiaN rocking and a rolling as well. You're right, Shush has been having a bit of a mare. Naf has got his number.
It's a difficult job, especially being that monster anchor or the B anchor. You're the last player to leave that site. You can see how Naf's been able to isolate those fights. It comes down to timing, right? You have to play anti-flash. You could do like the nose flash from Monster. There's a whole bunch of variations. It's a susceptible position. So for Shush, he is going to be feeling a little bit hard done by here, but we've seen him do his absolute best work in retakes towards that A site. So if they start to come into play, maybe he can find his footing. On the other side, EliGE again, off to a bit of a slow start. Actually, a slow start for almost everybody. It's a little bit misleading, the scoreboard there. 5 for Naf, 3 apiece for YEKINDAR and oSee, 2 apiece for Nitro and EliGE. And an 8 forward from cadiaN.
Oh, right down the gullet. YEKINDAR eats it. Game face is on for Liquid.
This time around, they've been given a whole lot more room. TeSeS is not aggressive and pushing down for that quick flank. You can see him here just jumping towards long. This is defensive smoke in his hand here. Not sure how he would want to deploy it, but he has the info he needs and can relay that. This CT defense, it's a bit of a fluid beast here. Needs to constantly be moving around with every piece of information that Team Liquid provide or piece of information Heroic take. As Connector needs to be flushed through by Nitro. That Molotov will help out here. One less corner to clear, but shush, one less angle to watch. The door open, and there you go, an opening. That's his second kill and an impactful one here.
Nice re-smoke all the way to the monster pipe. There's a stack here though. The util from cadiaN, well placed, well timed. Look at the time, 35.
He's got another molly here that he can throw out as well. Oh. Yeah, not as well placed, was it?
Not quite ideal. There is still that flash in play. He's really trying to keep him off long. Oh, they swing ahead of the curve. Nice back from YEKINDAR. And a bigger one out of oSee. They might go for this, but 15 seconds, you lose all your resources if this goes wrong. cadiaN, got a lot to contend with. YEKINDAR will swing through long. Burning in the flash, no info. Recovery if they plant. Jabbi one back, but that bomb is going down, and they're set up for the round. They were hanging on. Fingertips in this round now, Liquid. Look at their health, 35 between the two of them, but oSee just has to hit one bullet. YEKINDAR down and out. Really awkward for the AWPer now. Smoke on the bomb. Heroic should have the protocols in place to get that defuse. He'd have to hit the first one out. Oh! Just shy of that visor. Could have been the shot needed, but 7 secure.
Great attempt here from Liquid. That's around where the chips fell down. All the little maneuvers that were made from Heroic, they were fantastic. But you get offered the chance, the flash forward, then the trade comes out. YEKINDAR steps in, avenges EliGE. The same thing over towards the mid area. oSee's AWP. And then Naf clears the site. That was a perfectly placed Molotov considering the time. This is great from Liquid to make a recovery, to get that bomb down. That plant, it could mean an awful lot in the state of the remainder of this game. Okay, otherwise, I don't think we would have seen a buy coming through here. So getting that down will facilitate... getting loud out there now. Not expecting that, but yeah, facilitating another buy here. Liquid is still in a good position to somewhat break Heroic, and I think in that timeout, maybe that conversation was had. If they're going to give us chances like that late, it's not a problem. We come from the school of James, taught by YEKINDAR. The clock is not an enemy of North American Counter-Strike anymore.
Yeah, it's a real ally. And that was really threatening. Recovered all the same. Nose flash, smoke, heaven. Shush, Jabbi to receive. Shush has been having trouble. It's Yabbi's turn though. Meets EliGE's AK. Counter flash in. Shush to do a lot, and he can't. Double entry out of EliGE, and he may not be done. Another one for North America's star rifler. Straight into the site. Gets Heroic out of his sight.
Oh.
Nade, bang on the money.
2 on 2.
And he sinks it with TeSeS. Still handled by YEKINDAR. But cadiaN, this now looks a little bit more appetizing, a bit more appealing. EliGE sitting duck, lets it go, and EliGE will take 4. A quad kill when Liquid needed him most. Still yet to see him do it consecutively.
That's a big one indeed. EliGE coming through, brute force on the jump. Jabbi goes down completely blind. The second is brilliant, the third inspired, and the fourth necessary as things start to get tight here. cadiaN had his chance from the heavens, but God's good graces are on EliGE's side, and they are going to force into this. But as I was talking about, that's all they needed to put Heroic on the ropes. You can break them right here, right now.
Ooh, this is it. This will determine how competitive a first half we'll have on our third.
Naf heard that extinguish. He doesn't want anything to do with that. If you throw out that short molly and it gets extinguished, you're not going into sewer at all. There is definite aggression behind it, and not knowing what the buy looks like, you need to respect that that could have been a bunch of 5.7s or MP9s. TeSeS, it's going to be his chance here, Alex. They're here so quick.
Super quick. I don't know if TeSeS has got this one accounted for. Back is turned. Super lovely pace on this. Sitting. Eliminated now. Bent over the knee of EliGE. Molly Bank arrives as stavn does. A single pot shot before he has to respect the flame. Liquid on their A game.
And you see the break in the flow here. We were talking about the momentum, Heroic being able to run with a call ahead of Liquid here. Well, that little contact play up long in response to the information over towards B. That was picture perfect play, and EliGE now really starting to feel himself. He's the man you've got going in first here, finding these openings. It's going to really free up YEKINDAR to potentially do the same. Looks easy, just that one kill onto TeSeS, sure, but you can understand why Heroic are opting for this decision out of the two. An AWP can change the discussion in a round on its own, and especially on a map like Overpass. But it is going to come down to cadiaN making sure he can either force those plays or read those plays. As the bomb goes off, the fourth will be chalked up. Has a chance for them to even still win the half here. 8 is still on the table if Liquid want to grab 4 more. It will not be easy, but it has to be a hard discussion for Heroic now. Traditionally, you would expect a team with the loss bonus where it's at just to hold on to what they have, take an eco across the board, try and save these guns again if you gamble incorrectly with your positioning, and then buy into the next. And that seems to be the course of action here. The 2 rifles, or one of them, cadiaN starting over towards A, TeSeS over towards B this time round. It's jabbi.
He's sticking around, Chad. He wants this. And that's a difference maker. Oh, rattles off a shot across the server, and EliGE now down.
Gonna have to try and pin that down now, but he's freed up. He can just keep moving. This is where cadiaN across the map just needs to keep that pep in the step and hope that these pistols can just find you information. And remember, jabbi, that second rifle that I mentioned over towards B, he's still a booby trap to worry about as well. So here's cadiaN. They just spotted him. Now he is already about to swing open this door. Another fight.
Yeah, it gets awkward if the AWP peeks you. And he's just saved himself.
He's pinned.
He can't leave. If he does peek, oh, well, don't need the AWP if the D does that. stavn's the one to flatten that underpass presence. Now it is all on these 3. YEKINDAR ahead of the pack. That's promising signs. You can't afford to lose oSee, but he's investigating down lower. TeSeS, only a USP, mind you. cadiaN trying to do it all. Does arrive just in time with the smoke, and TeSeS has his exit. Naf behind him. And straight into, wow, double dink! On just a USP, TeSeS takes down a fully equipped terrorist.
It's about to be flawless here. It's just Naf alive.
Holy moly.
There's an M4, a couple of Deagles, and the AWP, and everybody finding a little something here. Naf will draw one back, but look at that, 22 points of health, 15 seconds, and he is going to go down. That one is going to feel good for Heroic.
I really have admiration for the way TeSeS played that. With only a USP, he was doing so much in the information retrieval. You saw what they profited from it. And never mind the USP double dink. This is how cadiaN started off.
This I love, though. The fact that they then go and isolate the connector player on the default, that's a banger of a shot in itself. And the double dink, you bang on there. TeSeS look laser sharp here. And that is the type of round that will hurt Liquid. Shoe back on the other foot here. Liquid are the ones who are suffering a potential break.
Get out of there, jabbi. Far too hot, far too rich for his blood. oSee looking to draw blood. Yeah, it worked for him once. Not this time. Cancelled by the responsive incendiary.
What is this full rotation right now? cadiaN and jabbi have just completely evacuated the A site, are silently now descending towards B. And again, this is just another Heroic classic here. Come over, they double nade, that using the internal timer here, that they know that they can rotate back in towards the A site before this crawl comes through. But Nitro and YEKINDAR, I think they're ahead of the play.
cadiaN might second guess this. He's got a lot on his plate. He has to be able to respond. Liquid are getting set up, but so are Heroic. Perfectly timed. jabbi to sweep through the close angle. cadiaN going looking. They heard the scope. YEKINDAR relays the information. Maybe oSee fancies his chances wide. But now they've got 3 in the right place. And cadiaN puts his bullet square between the eyes. 2 to the good for Heroic. And cadiaN now meets the AK, but it's quickly responded to. EliGE needs more. Dancing with him. How does jabbi win that duel? He never let go of the trigger. EliGE still can't find him. And Naf's been here one too many times, just holding on to his gun. Behind enemy lines, stavn is crawling. He's surely going to be cleared. Can he really save with 2 players on either side of him? It looks like he might get away with this. Couple more seconds. They might exit. Clear him. jabbi, hyper aware. Oh, he hit the tag.
Oh, yeah. That right there would have really, really destroyed the mental of Liquid. Naf trying to hide in plain sight with the save. He gets away with absolute murder holding onto that one here.
And you want a very authentic reaction. That was a Heroic's mental coach.
Yeah.
You saw his face like, oh, lads, it could have been so cruel, but you can see that AK celebrated in Liquid's next buy. He hit that wallbang and just sent back to spawn before they could punish.
This here, they've actually smoked off the door. That's a bit of an old school maneuver. Although Godsend, one of Pronax's teams back in the day, running something similar to this. It's just going to guarantee that then that nade getting blown off the door, they still have the sightlines denied. And here they come through Monster again. The spam through, the damage done. jabbi and Shush lighting them up, wolf blind. Get out of here.
Yeah, shut down. Completely shut out. YEKINDAR still trying his luck. You got no help for this. Nades, bullets, they are a guarantee. A certainty.
Denied at the door here. And they only have one more round to play in this first half after this. It'll be another round similar to how the purchaser lied right there as Nitro trying to hoover something up. Might get his life sucked away if he's not careful. oSee might just want to save again. It's not an enticing option here. But I feel with a lot of these rounds for Liquid, it's just been rough to get out the gates. You know, there's been a few where they've been given the good graces of some map control, but this is the thing with a map like Overpass that needs to be highlighted in the discussion. If you don't have AKs and AWPs and all the util, it's so much harder for you to get full map control because you need to smoke off front bathrooms, you need a molly divider, you probably need a molly in connector to make sure they can't have that space. You need flashes to get yourself out long, at least an orb to post up so they can't have all the free information. The AKs for the longer duels. Oh, and they're going to push them, they're going to fight them. Nitro, you might lose everything here. And oSee starting to scamper elsewhere now, so aware that they were on pursuit. He will get over towards the playground, and well, he's not going to be doing a whole lot of that.
Yeah, but that spray down on Monster. 2 kills from the 2 CTs, and Shush has been having a bit of a tough time at times on that responsibility. Not easy to play. But every time jabbi's arrived on that site, there's been a couple of instances, of course. We saw the flash and the frag and the double previously. This time he's there for the 1. So Heroic have covered their bases. They are not allowing Liquid to have any sort of leeway onto that B site.
Third timeout here from Liquid. And I think they know the difference, and it doesn't seem like a lot in the scheme of things now, but the difference between 4 or 5 rounds on this T Hall. I think as far as this CT setup goes, you're going to have a big potent mix of individuals who can lock down and be just much of a nuisance as what you've seen out of Heroic here, but giving yourself 1 round extra as a buffer, that could be worth its weight in gold. As you can see, is thrown together by, might have to be pacey. I'm not sure how you're meant to operate otherwise. Oh, they left the bomb behind, so that's telling that I'm probably not on the mark with this one.
It looks pacey from the buy complexion, but looks pacey from the defense as well. This is cheeky. EliGE caught out by TeSeS. A forward spray of the AK, and EliGE now immediately cut down to size. Taste of his own medicine. TeSeS gets one to the dome. YEKINDAR up through the underpass, cancels his plans, and now stavn and activates on long. They got full control now.
Yeah, Liquid only have the center of the map, and that doesn't account for anything. You can't plant here, and they're pushing into Naf right here. That nade, very well placed, and so much damage done. Heads up play from Naf, almost traces down the second. 3 on 3, this is on.
Nearly a completely unconfirmed double.
This is the type of plays Naf makes, just ready for that maneuver. He knows what tricks Heroic have up their sleeve, but wow, Shush. Ushered forward by cadiaN's AWP here. We need the info. We need you to take this space.
And it's really going to work out because it does mean that Liquid will now have to contend with a stavn and cadiaN crossfire.
And they won't expect this. Why would you? You thought Naf stopped it. He didn't at all. Calling the bluff. Shush should be behind them before they even get into the site.
Oh man, that's one way to really salt the wound ahead of a 2-minute break. Liquid trying for 5. cadiaN catches YEKINDAR. And the last two, with 15 seconds left, they've got to clear the site. They've got to get through stavn. Impossible as he hits another. Up to 8. And Heroic elated at 11. Very happy with that. It's become somewhat of an expectation that Heroic are in the playoffs, and now 5 rounds away from doing it again. Liquid have to step up. Don't go anywhere.
Hey Future Pros! Let's take a look at a nice little A exec you can throw on the A side of Overpass. For this exec you will need 2 Future Pros, 2 smokes, 2 mollies and a couple of flashes. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the bank smoke along with a molly for the truck. To throw your smoke, get into this back corner. Aim into the bricks and just to the right of this little brick. Then jump throw the smoke. For the molly, aim along the bottom of this wall in line with the shadow. Run forward, then walking jump throw the molly just as you get over the shadow. Then throw a basic flash behind your team to help them out. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the stairs smoke along with a molly that lands next to the dice box. To throw the smoke, get in line with the right side of this beam and crouch down. Find the gap in the white spot and aim at this point and crouching jump throw the smoke. For your molly, aim just to the right of this brick and crouching jump throw also. Lastly, you'll throw the initial flash, which will help your team take space into the site. This is a nice execute and will make it hard for the CTs to play behind cover, also leading you to get the most out of your flashes.
So we've been taking a 2-minute break, but cadiaN hasn't. He's been working his crowd work strat, and it seems to be working.
Well, karrigan's not here anymore, so someone's going to take that mantle. No doubt about it, the best Danish team in the world right now, just 5 rounds away from finding themselves back in another playoffs. 3 consecutive majors for Heroic to find themselves on that stage, the top 8. Liquid, however, I'm sure they have something to say about it. Pistol round underway with some Julies in the hands of EliGE. 2 players down the connector as oSee already spots out one. Heaven Smoke at the ready. Flashes to follow and the boost up. oSee found Shush and YEKINDAR takes down cadiaN. A 2-for-1 special, or a 2 for none.
Yeah, that's lovely. Still not a single casualty, and it keeps one-way traffic every click between the 2 of them. YEKINDAR, oSee to finish it all. Just the 2 of them. They can make it if they try. Liquid have got to go from here. Launchpad given. Clean CT pistol.
Actually got a pretty split crowd here today. I think the first time we may have down the middle, 50-50, some Liquid fans in the house, heroic individuals being converted as well right in front of our very eyes.
This is a threatening second round though. I can see a world where that scout hits some tags. The Deagles to zip up the body bags. We do see the nade not implemented onto that door position, so no info on the jump or spray.
It's just plumed on the radar now, but there is actually a smoke that's been thrown over towards sewer, and that's to be telling of one of these pistol crawls. You can see Naf there on the jump. He just spotted that, so you need to be careful that Tech9's playing in it, ready to explode, but they're doing a bit of this classic walk. And this all comes down to the timing and subverting the expectation that Team Liquid have of that mental timer of when we need to rotate support back. Now, they are starting to piece this one together silently, but the explosion will be quick and in their face.
EliGE flustered. Wants to drop that divider smoke upon the commitment. Does manage to get it out of his hands before the commitment comes through, and he gets the bomb on the floor. YEKINDAR and EliGE now. It's their turn. Another double kill out of YEKINDAR. A tag on the scout. Not much to be celebrated for cadiaN as this one. A full investment of their limited resources. He's fallen flat as a pancake. Nothing for Shush. Pre-aiming the jump for info, but far too well drilled for that.
Now, here's the situation. I know that we have 30 seconds left on the clock, and you might go, okay, well, hold on to the scout, hold on to the Deagle. But this is going to hurt you come the first gun round as far as the loss bonus goes. So if it ain't making dollars, it didn't make sense. They are going to have to throw their body on the line here. And Shush with a nice one. cadiaN, he's going to want to go down here. They're giving him the space. They're allowing him to stroll forward, sure, and they will have to finishing him off. He's saying, hey, please kill me, and YEKINDAR will oblige. And there it is. Liquid with back-to-back rounds now. The second time they've been able to put anything consecutive together here, but we did sow the seeds early within that first half. 4 or 5 rounds. Would that be enough on the T-Hall for Liquid to get this one done? You can talk to the testament of both of these teams having fantastic individuals to lock down on the CT side, but check this one out. Keeping it a bit funky. It's a TeSeS hero AK, and with the shots he's been hitting, 17 kills. Why the hell not? See if he can rock the boat.
I guess it's Shush. Just putting faith in his teammate. Not been having a great time on Overpass yet. TeSeS is quite the contrary. And that's exactly YEKINDAR's signature play. TeSeS does reveal the AK. YEKINDAR trapped on one side. He'll smoke for the escape, and down goes TeSeS. No longer such a threatening round, really. EliGE just to try and mop it up. Jabbi, that AK does post a frag. Shush confirms there's more. YEKINDAR's reposition, Naf on site. At least 2B, they say. And oh my God, there was a chance. A very real one for a moment there. Jabbi gave it a good shake of the stick. But it will be Liquid, 3-0 in our second half.
Well, they made it somewhat costly there. Team Liquid will be happy. They can shrug that one off. Now, I want to keep tabs here on YEKINDAR. I think I was just trying to do some mental maths. He had a total of 8 kills within that first half. In the second, well, he's already been able to get that tally up to 14. Now, if he starts to hit on a bit of a heater here, Heroic are going to be in real trouble. And look how quick this lead can shrink. 11-4 to already 11-7, and the gun round goes against them. Well, it's only going to be a 2-round game after they have to eco again. oSee.
Love this. I love this, but it can go wrong. He has the support of Naf, but a forward position AWP that hasn't backed away. Molotov could not spread. He's actually got it. They're going to assume it's clear, or at least functionally. TeSeS still pre-aims it, but he gets the frag. Can he possibly get away? Heroic will not allow it.
Gonna have to fight his way out.
A second molly and a second shot into Shush. oSee comes alive for Liquid. A triple kill, forward position on the AWP. Now that is retrievable. It's not in their best interest, but stavn still equips it nonetheless.
Oh, do you want to throw it away? You bang on, you can pick it up, but you might lose it soon. Jabbi spots one down towards connector. EliGE thinks better of this fight. Naf staying agile on the map, has already made his way around long. Might be able to cut them off at the pass here. With the 3 reside on B. But right now, Heroic don't know what is coming their way, and Naf, this is naughty. He's just going to keep on silently pushing here. This is smothering Heroic, and they don't even know it.
Heroic definitely know oSee's in the server now, though. A real announcement. And Naf maybe misses his window, at least around the corner here. Oh, just around the river bend.
Plant here would be great. There is a chance to do this. YEKINDAR coming on the flank now, but this smoke is dividing the fight.
Yeah, it's a nicely placed one. YEKINDAR, oh, he should have the trade. Doesn't immediately engage, doesn't want to give it away. One long, YEKINDAR now, perfectly timed, in unison with the squad. Spotless.
And retrieved. oSee, the hero of that round right there, gets back his AWP. Thank you for your hard work. You can give it another crack. That right there is the gap closing, as we mentioned. And this is great. Combat Orpig in the thick of things here. The fear in his eyes. That one's fast. And this one's beautiful. Just ready to take all of these fights. A second bottle of flame required here to deal with oSee. And let's see what Heroic have up their sleeve with this partial investment. Enough utility to get them early map control, or at least feign doing so. It's a 4-man B lean, ready for a pop like this. And cadiaN's called it off. What looked poised and ready is now them dropping back, and YEKINDAR the one flexing forward for a little bit of info off that flash.
We got a competitive overpass here. Oh, ouch. Just one into the eardrum for Shush. On his crawl, just straight through the wall. oSee, the Grim Reaper of the previous round, with his retrieved scythe still equipped. And slicing into stavn, sticking around. Jabbi does go wide on it. That's the frag they needed, but EliGE combines with Nav to secure at least a threatening round. I say it as cadiaN makes a 1v3, 1v2, and Nitro quaking in his boots. 25, fresh mag, or rather clip.
Nitro's not looking. Oh, he is now.
Yeah, he's loud about this. cadiaN has to clear. Oh, did he spot a leg? Yeah, his teammate screaming at him. Okay, little fumble. Mismanaged and miscommunication, but well handled in the grand scheme. Liquid still on this defensive run. They're gradually losing more players as the rounds go through. Coming down to a 1v2. But yeah, nice from Nitro. Just comes up as cadiaN's still indecisive.
It's not the crack that's going to start hemorrhaging, though. You're talking about a little bit more being done, a little bit more damage, a couple more kills. Right, Liquid are definitely coming out on top of the jabs, but Heroic, they're setting them up for something. You can see here that run right now on the CT side is 5 consecutive. Not a single bomb plant. A timeout taken from Heroic, potentially to remedy exactly that. The buy, it's full. The AWP out to play. And an orb in the hands of Naf. You don't see that all too often.
And we're off to the races as Team Liquid's dark horse gallops into action.
Look how passive this is from Heroic early. They're not testing the waters with anything at all. Jabbi is passive as well. He is somewhat ready for what could be an aggressive maneuver out of Nitro and YEKINDAR. They're already flirting close towards that monster smoke. Not sure if they're going to push here, but they have also brought oSee over. So if they want him to try and scope up and through to try and take this long-range fight, it could be advised. The other unknown entity is out towards long behind the tree, EliGE showing himself. He's not playing to hide. He's going to activate initially with the fight, which means he might be slightly susceptible to certain flashes. Oh, and he definitely wants to get a move on now.
I love that. EliGE taking matters into his own hands now. You can see cadiaN was posted up on that. The flash might cause panic. TeSeS will move on that as well. Out of the connector.
Big nade.
Into the toilets. Chip damage inflicted. CT's forced back. Great util usage. Can Heroic convert off of this timeout? Post their first T round.
If they're going to get fakey with it, the way back, EliGE can have this covered off. TeSeS, however, up towards Divider. There's a couple of little pieces and details here that could go wrong. They have no idea that either player is here, but TeSeS starting to search now. Not going to clear. EliGE is going to find him as he goes down, confirming that it will be B. When's he going to pull the trigger?
Oh, this is a lot of discipline. Oh, the whole team with their backs turned. EliGE, 3 in quick succession. Launching Liquid into a 10th round. That is stunning. A lot of players do not have the nerve to hold that long.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the kill immediately. They knew it had to be the beat play, but lines up 3, knocks them down and wins the round. EliGE, that is the form that you need to see.
You've had YEKINDAR on the pistol, oSee on the AWP, now EliGE on that trigger discipline. Liquid are all present and correct for this affair.
Here it is again. Yeah, that's beauty on the lineup right there. Your eyes light up when you see that. You start drooling. That is every Counter-Strike player's dream. And with the silenced M4, even if you wanted to react, you were already dead. Maybe that is the feeling starting to sink in for cadiaN now. With this AWP, he knows he has to be the can opener. Knows he has to make an outside-of-the-box maneuver here. They're not giving over a lot, are they, Liquid?
He's trying his luck again on this forward sandbags position.
It's another 4B lane again. They have so much faith in EliGE over towards A.
It's a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, but he's just proven it's valid.
Maybe it's just the confidence in the fact that they know they're going to continue to try and knock on the door of this B bomb site.
Great off angle for YEKINDAR. Jabbi slaughtered. cadiaN quick on the AWP. Only one though back from Heroic, still in the hole as TeSeS descends.
Well, stavn getting an upgrade into an AK now can be somewhat threatening. TeSeS looking to join the pack here, and an avenue has opened up towards A. So all 3 will make their way up the steps of the connector. They have a flash and an incendiary as Naf is drawn back towards the B side. EliGE is as well. The window of opportunity, it's wide open.
Can EliGE do anything to slam it back shut? Util, too much for him to handle. Weird gap for him to profit. TeSeS should catch this. Bounce, strafe, safe. Gets away. Bomb should be planted uncontested. Naf catching flak as well. AWP connects, but so does he. And they're running out of bodies. Everything aligns as Liquid take it 11. Heroic, no answers. Not around to celebrate. This was an 11-4 half chart, and we are now right even. We've seen some incredible comebacks. People praising Cloud9 for their defensive prowess on this map. CT lockouts, we've seen them, a fair few. But Liquid, tasked with doing it at the business end of this game. I love this from TeSeS. He heard it, just saved his own soul, albeit for a moment longer. It does facilitate the plant.
Yeah, and look, that does get the buy back here because cadiaN didn't have an awful lot, but denied, yeah, denied indeed. You take the chance, you take the offerings right there on that lighter purchase, but you have to start finding a solution here, Heroic. You can continue to be close, but that doesn't count for anything. This man is 4 players starting towards A, Naf towards connector, oSee and YEKINDAR in a totem pole, EliGE towards long, Nitro retake B.
This is a clever call considering. I mean, we know Heroic like to transfer info, investigate. TeSeS their front man for that project. This is a lovely off angle from Naf. Shush should have his number. He's got YEKINDAR in a nice crossfire as well, or rather just standing side by side. They sweep, cadiaN gets it. And that first casualty now getting a whole lot worse. oSee though, not willing to succumb. Unwilling to bend the knee just yet. But into the B site and likely just gonna have to roll over for this one. You've got cash, but this looks like Heroic's first.
I'm just flicking through, want to make sure I'm 100% on this, and I am. That is the first opening kill that has fallen in the favor of Heroic here on the T side, and that was given over towards long. TeSeS onto that of EliGE push. Now, he felt a bit more emboldened to go for that type of play because of how many bodies were around, but it cost Liquid in a big way. Immediately, one back, right when Heroic needed it, right when the doubt was starting to creep in. And you have a bunch of contributors here. 3 names, Jabbi, cadiaN, and TeSeS all finding kills, forcing the save from Naf and oSee now. As the bomb, about 10 seconds left before we see that one detonate, and that must at least release a little bit of pressure and stress for Heroic, because if you got down to like 14-11, you're thinking this is not possible at all. The breakthrough now means we might have a bit more of a back and forth rally to close out map number 3 and lock in our 5th team for the champion stage of IEM Rio in 2022. Touching distance now, and both of them can taste it.
That was the frag you were talking about. Yeah, oversteps the mark. And he knows what it means, especially as he continues to watch his screen. It was a nice try from oSee, but yeah, cadiaN had already caught out YEKINDAR on that mid-hold. So that's one. They've proven they can do it. Albeit not necessarily by virtue of their own actions. EliGE has oSee in tow for his setup this time. YEKINDAR looking at short water with intent. EliGE committed to this now. And stavn wins the duel. Another opening death. The first two for Heroic, and it's both EliGE, the first man to take his hand off the mouse and keyboard on stage. Oh, stavn! That is illegal. Must have caught a whiff, or just a premonition, but straight wall bang through the corrugated metal.
And look at all the space TeSeS is taking now. Understands the situation. There has to be a gap somewhere. Only 3 CTs remain.
oSee's aware. Maybe he's going to check it.
I don't think he is aware.
Oh, dear.
He's rotating B.
Yeah, he's already like
TeSeS
thinking about...
has heard the steps.
Thinking about what he wants to do. Yeah, some supportive nades. TeSeS aware, and... Oh, oSee. Knife out. Beheaded. And this round will fall perfectly into place for Heroic, but you are bang on. Liquid, those gaps were not ready to be filled.
Yeah, and this is the situation now. This is likely to force Liquid into something a bit more of a passive stance. EliGE can't keep giving these away. And speaking of gifts, jabbi might find two. Walking into the crosshair, Nitro's the first, and the follow-up Naf. He just stays alive, but Shush is there for the trade, and call it 13. Heroic back-to-back rounds now.
Oh, man. Okay. You got your 2 in a row. You did so with 4 alive both times.
This one out. What is that?
Yeah, I don't genuinely...
What is that?
Just, you don't see that frag.
That's nasty.
You don't see it.
Well, this isn't last chance saloon as far as the rounds go, but it definitely is as far as the cash goes. Liquid, if they can't hold on here and find a round back to draw it to a 1-round game, Heroic can get this one done. Worked hard for these openings here, and you can see immediately EliGE not pushing long, EliGE not in connector. Been humbled by the aggression. It's cost them 2 rounds in back-to-back occasions here. And once Heroic identify that there's nobody up close and personal, they have to come up with what the mid-round is going to look like. So you can see them just juggling util across, giving TeSeS a little bit more. And if that's the smoke, I think it is. Front sight lurk smoke. Here it comes. It will be landing and obscuring the jump spots of EliGE, who's currently on the dice box. So there it is.
Geeky.
Fly through the sky.
Does lure you forward.
I'm not even sure if that's perfectly placed either.
And it's actually given a nice little one-way to work into the toilets, and TeSeS is not coming. They are heading into this monster pipe. jabbi gets the frag and somehow gets away. They didn't re-swing. YEKINDAR was there, Naf was there, but now Heroic have managed to find another opening frag, this time onto Nitro.
But time's a big issue now. There's 35 seconds. Unless they start making their way up connector now, they will have to finish towards B, and Naf and YEKINDAR are still here.
Oh, this is going to be a real rush, a race. It's drawing the clock. It's what? It's working. A couple of nades as they bounce along.
There's nothing behind it. That has to be screaming right now at YEKINDAR and Naf. Nobody here, nobody here. Get back to A.
Oh, but they've already given up so much of their positions. A deep molly into the bank. Smoked off as well on Bin. Through the smoke, he goes down and attracts shot, but not onto the money. It's Heroic with just 6 seconds to spare, getting the bomb down on B. What a last-second pivot. Everyone on this squad just listening to cadiaN's every whim and demand. And it leads to 14.
I can't believe that drew the rotation. I can't believe that at all. The B players took no contact. Nobody was thrown into the site here. Naf, he will fend off one for now. They need to hold on to these rifles. You cannot give these over. You need something into the next round to play. Been on this massive streak. The loss bonus, it's not looking good at all. And Shush just doing some house cleaning here, making sure nothing can be taken forward. So everybody will back off. They'll allow them to hold on to these 2 rifles.
How much substance
Naf
was
went
there?
down. Naf went down with the bomb.
Ooh, okay. Well, only 1 rifle brought through, and they've only got 2,700 on the high end. That's a big death, a nasty one.
And the last timeout called off the back of this. And at the moment here, oSee, he hesitated as the bomb was crossing 10 seconds on the clock here as they make their way safely towards the truck. Great bodyguarding from jabbi, low on HP. And then cadiaN making sure oSee can't push out and pester. That was so close. oSee hits the shot there onto the planter, jumping into sight. Round likely done.
It's the smallest margins in this beautiful video game. And now working with the smallest margins are Liquid. I mean, this is bleak.
YEKINDAR brought into this team, right? Not only has he brought the vibe, not only has he brought the approach, but he's brought an awful lot of firepower here. Might catch this one more time by the looks of the replay here. So 13 seconds. Molly starting to burn onto jabbi there. Shush jumps across this line of sight. The push through the bodyguard on that kill. That is a beautiful little replay there to highlight just how close it was. But as I was mentioning, YEKINDAR, this is the time. If you're ever going to have a mental round right here, right now from the Latvian, he needs to be called upon, and you can see taking matters into his own hands, surging forward and connect, and nobody accounting for this.
It's his turn. It's the only one that can save Liquid at this point. No one wants to be condemned to the 2 wins, 2 loss, sudden death, best of 3. And from behind, jabbi is caught. YEKINDAR. Will that spur them forward? It seems it will. Heroic, cadiaN calling up. Charge in. They can't have everything. Hero rifle behind us. They'll take the site. They'll make it their own territory. Naf, hard pressed to be threatening with only a USP and a smoke grenade, stack nades, and taking bank. There's a lot round the corner. They're just coming for you, gunning for you. Spray down 3. EliGE one back, but the rest coming in from the front. Still YEKINDAR in play. No kit. A 10-second defuse, and they can hold it from bank. They've been very quick about this, very smart about their positioning post-plant. And the knee-jerk reaction to YEKINDAR's push. Hard to really poke holes in it.
Yeah, great decision-making under pressure here. YEKINDAR might get another kill for his troubles. No, says Shush.
Wow.
15 now secured. A 15-11 score, 4 rounds, 4 opportunities to get this done, and 3 back-to-back majors of Heroic and making the top 8. It's a possibility now.
Probably didn't feel like one over a Barrage for a moment, just feeling blown out, but you put Overpass together with that vertigo, and look what it means to them. Oh, he's a happy soldier. They haven't got it across the line yet, but cadiaN doing everything within his power to manifest. The Liquid can defend their honor. They'll have the rifles, they'll have the AWP. But will they have the round? 4 in back-to-back fashion required. Here comes Shush to end it right here and now. Now, does tuck in. oSee good onto TeSeS. It's a big one back. cadiaN with a Tech 9 running into the site. Still oSee a problem too. Threatening from the AWP. Extinguished to maintain. EliGE spots the bomb on the cross. It's cadiaN though. Catching bullets. Flash from the heavens. What's oSee supposed to do? Smoked off. Nade right onto EliGE as Liquid may have to accept. This is Heroic's turn to secure the playoffs. A missed shot. Not many more of those to happen here. oSee needs to get into the site now. Heroic rip his health away from him. And it just like that, Heroic back in the playoffs where they belong. A full team effort, all the individuals. jabbi, a former Flame, ignited under the banner of Heroic. Liquid not down, but not out.
You can see what this means to cadiaN here. One of the most emotional leaders we have in Counter-Strike. 2 blowouts for map 1 and 2, but map 3, it delivered. A 16-11 scoreline, some fantastic calling, some fantastic...